You put your hands on my pregnant wife? On my property?
Watch your tone, young man.
The sound that stopped Daniel Brooks cold wasn't shouting. It wasn't sirens. It was the sharp, hollow crack of a body hitting concrete. The grocery bag slipped from his hands, glass bottles shattering across the driveway as he spun toward the porch. There at the base of the steps lay Alyssa Brooks, his wife, curled on her side, one hand gripping her arm, the other pressed protectively against her stomach. 8 months pregnant. Standing above her was a man Daniel had never seen before. White, mid-40s, sunglasses even though the sun was already setting. A beige uniform with an HOA logo stitched on crookedly, like it had been added last minute. A radio clipped to his belt. A badge that looked official if you didn't stare too long. And a look on his face that said he didn't think he'd done anything wrong. "I told you those changes weren't approved," the man snapped, tapping his clipboard like a weapon. "No permits, no exceptions." Daniel moved instantly, dropping to Alyssa's side, his voice low and steady despite the rage climbing his spine. "Don't move," he said gently. "Stay with me. Breathe." Alyssa winced, pain flashing across her face. "He shoved me," she whispered. Daniel looked up slowly. "Say that again." The man sighed loudly, annoyed. "She got in my space. I was enforcing HOA compliance. If residents followed the rules, this wouldn't happen." Have you ever watched someone hide cruelty behind authority? Before we go further, what city or country are you watching from right now? Drop it in the comments. And if you believe no one should ever be harmed because of abuse of power, hit like and subscribe to Voices Under Color, where unheard stories are finally brought to light. Daniel stood, positioning himself between the man and his wife. "You put your hands on my pregnant wife, on our property," the HOA officer smirked. "Watch your tone. I decide what's allowed here." That's when Daniel knew. This wasn't about rules. This wasn't about permits. This was about control. Curtains shifted along the street. Phones appeared behind windows. No one stepped outside. Silence had clearly been enforced here for years. Daniel pulled out his phone and dialed calmly. "I need an ambulance," he said. "Possible abdominal injury and police." The man scoffed. "You're being dramatic. She tripped." Daniel turned slightly and pointed upward. "Good thing my door camera caught everything." For the first time, doubt flickered across the man's face. Then his hand dropped to his waist. He pulled a gun. "Step back," he barked, pointing it directly at Daniel. Time slow, Daniel raised his hand slowly, voice controlled. "You just crossed into felony territory." Sirens began to echo in the distance. The man's confidence wavered. "You think cops scare me? I work security here." Daniel met his stare. So did the last guy who tried this. Patrol cars flooded the street moments later. Officers spilled out, weapons drawn, but not at Daniel. "At the gunman! Drop the weapon!" one shouted. The gun hit the pavement. Alyssa was rushed into the ambulance as the man was cuffed on the spot. One officer reviewed the doorbell footage, his expression hardening. "Assault on a pregnant woman, brandishing a firearm, impersonating authority," he said. "You're under arrest." By morning, doctors confirmed Alyssa and the baby were safe. Later that day, the HOA issued a statement. The man was fired, charged, and banned from any security role. The board resigned quietly. The neighborhood changed overnight, because fear no longer lived on one side. If you believe authority should protect, not terrorize, stand with us. Like, subscribe, share. This is Voices Under Color, where silence ends and accountability begins.